On behalf of our board of directors and volunteers, welcome to BPDFest 2024. Emotions Matter is thrilled to present our fourth annual virtual conference. This year, our theme is on BPD and recovery, a topic which is near and dear to our hearts at Emotions Matter. Before we begin, we have a few words from our community to welcome you.
My name is Andre Grant. I'm a part of Emotions Matter. We can't wait to see you at this event at the BPD Fest, and we can't wait to serve you and have you be a part of this community. See you soon.
Hi, my name is Solen. I'm from Dubai, and I wish you a wonderful BPD Awareness Month.
Hello, my name is Jessie, and I'm from Pennsylvania. Welcome to Emotions Matter, and happy BPD month.
Hi, I'm Lorraine from Ontario, Canada, and happy BPD Awareness Month.
My name is Sarah Rosenberg, and I'm the board co-chair of Emotions Matter and one of our peer facilitators, as well as co-chair of the Fundraising and Events Committee. I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder in 2012. I got involved with Emotions Matter about 6 years ago, which was just about the time I was starting my BPD recovery journey. Starting as a volunteer and progressing into a leadership role, the values and warmth of the Emotions Matter community have been essential in managing my symptoms and fostering my personal growth. Because of my work with Emotions Matter, my mindset is completely recovered, and I feel empowered to follow my dreams. What I thought were limitations have become superpowers to engage with and inspire our BPD community. Thank you for being a part of Emotions Matter. I'm always amazed with our volunteers' dedication and the positive impact we create together. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If you're returning from one of our programs, it's great to see you again. I am located in Brooklyn, New York. Please let us know in the chat where you're joining from and what you're looking forward to most today. While you're all getting to know each other, let me proudly introduce you to Emotions Matter. Emotions Matter is a 501c3 nonprofit organization founded in 2015 to educate, advocate, and support people impacted by borderline personality disorder. Our vision is to create a world in which every person with BPD has access to resources and support to achieve a meaningful recovery. Emotions Matter is a peer-run, family-run organization. That means that the majority of our board members and leaders are volunteers with lived experience of BPD as family or people personally affected. Emotions Matter offers BPD peer support online groups every month. This is our signature program. Since 2019, these groups have helped hundreds of people with BPD feel less alone, more connected, and hopeful about recovery. I am proud to say that I'm one of the peer facilitators, and I am proud to share that this month, our online BPD peer support group program is celebrating its 5th anniversary. When I first considered becoming a peer support group facilitator, I was filled with hesitation. I was afraid of revisiting tough memories and listening to stories that resonate closely with my own experiences. And indeed, validating others while managing my own emotional responses can be very difficult. But after spending time with fellow facilitators and leading these groups, I've been deeply moved by the empathy and connection that comes from sharing experiences, nurturing healing, and personal growth. It has enriched my own journey and brought me a greater sense of confidence. I continue to witness the transformative power of community, and engaging with diverse perspectives has broadened my understanding of resilience and recovery. I am really looking forward to today and hope you all are just as excited as I am. You are in for a real treat. Our team has put together a wonderful program highlighting lived experiences in each panel session. And it is my hope today that you gain new knowledge, new perspectives, but most of all, new friends. And now I would like to introduce our co-founder and executive director, Paula Tusiani-Eng. Paula received her master's in divinity from Union Theological Seminary in 2001 and her master's in social work from Adelphi University in 2014. She received her certificate in nonprofit management from Adelphi University in 2019. Paula is co-author with her mother, Bitu Siani, of Remnants of a Life on Paper, a mother and daughter struggle with borderline personality disorder. She lost her younger sister, Pamela Tusiani, who suffered from BPD at the age of 23 in 2001. Her passion for BPD education, resources, and advocacy is in her sister's memory to help others survive and thrive with BPD with access to mental health care needed to achieve a meaningful recovery. Paula, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Sarah. On behalf of our staff, our volunteers, and of course our board, welcome to BPD Fest 2024. We are thrilled to present our 4th virtual conference on recovery today. It is a privilege to be with you and to lead an organization of volunteers passionate about promoting BPD recovery through peer support, education, and advocacy. We could not do it without your vision and leadership, and for that, Sarah, we are deeply grateful. The theme of the conference today is on recovery. When my sister was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder back in 1998, there was no literature on BPD and recovery. We could find some information about BPD and its symptoms, but the treatments that exist today were still emerging and were not readily available to the population yet. We could not find anyone who was recovered. When Emotions Matter was founded as a nonprofit organization in 2015, thankfully, the tide had changed. People with lived experience who became early leaders of our organization had begun to speak about their own recovery. It was a game changer for me to come to understand BPD from the perspective of people with lived experience. They taught me about how the symptoms of BPD were really experienced in daily life, and that with treatment and support, people could get better. They also taught me about the language of recovery, but it was not without much discussion and, frankly, even heated debate. When our BPD peer support program planning committee started that developed what is today our peer support groups, and yes, as Sarah mentioned, these groups just celebrated their 5th anniversary this month. Hundreds of people have been helped by our peer support groups over the last 5 years, and we're so proud of this accomplishment. In the early years, though, when we were developing the program, we spent a lot of time talking about how to incorporate recovery language into the program. Back in 2017 to 2018, the concept of BPD recovery was still emerging. Some people felt recovered as they believed their symptoms were fully resolved, but some people preferred to say recovery is living a meaningful life or managing symptoms. Feeling recovered on the outside, what people see in their behaviors can feel very different from feeling recovered on the inside, which is what people often don't see, but is experienced by the person with lived experience. At the time when we were developing our program, there were so few public recovery models, so few people that were speaking out in the community about their own recovery. So this led us, after much debate and discussion, to create a disclaimer that is in all of our programs and support groups about the word recovery. And it goes something like this. Emotions Matter intentionally uses the word recovery because we believe that with support and treatment, people with BPD can get better, and our goal is to offer hope. However, we understand that not everyone identifies with the word BPD recovery. Some prefer living a meaningful life or managing our symptoms. We respect where everyone is on the journey and how each person defines their narrative. It reminds me, the process that we went through to write that paragraph reminds me about what some of the founders of our country might have gone through, arguing for hours about the Constitution. We literally spent hours and hours and hours trying to figure out how to define recovery. But that's where we landed. We knew that we had to say the word recovery. If we don't say it, how are people ever going to believe it's possible? But we also knew at the time that we had to honor that BPD is a spectrum and that everyone is in a different place. We knew that we had to allow people in the absence of public recovery models with the stigma to define recovery in the way that works best for them. And it is incredible that 5 years since we wrote that language, Emotions Matter has continued to be the only BPD volunteer-led nonprofit organization of our size in the United States to support recovery. It is also extraordinary that the pandemic did an amazing thing for the BPD community and the recovery movement. People started speaking out. From 2020 to 2024, we have seen an explosion in people with lived experience publicly speaking out about their recovery. People are now speaking out in podcasts and in blogs, on multiple Instagram accounts, on social media. Everywhere you go, you now see people who identify with recovery and who are speaking about their recovery. What a shift in just 5 years. We are seeing more and more celebrities speak out about their recovery. And there's starting to be more BPD research about recovery, finally. This is because we are all changing the narrative. By focusing on the voices of people with lived experience, we are starting to impact not just the public debate and dialogue, but we're starting to impact science and how science understands BPD from the perspective of lived experience. I am very proud that Emotions Matter has been part of this change. In our conference today, we will be speaking about recovery from the perspective of different experiences. This morning, Sophie Lucas, a peer advocate from Australia, will be sharing her journey with us in just a few moments. We'll have Dr. Soshi Lygel from Sweden present on BPD research and recovery. We'll have Benjamin Johnson and Alex Stein present about treatments that support recovery and alternative treatments. During the lunch hour, we're going to have conversation cafes, allowing people from diverse communities to speak about their recovery. And in the afternoon, we're delighted to welcome the cast, our friends from the BPD bunch, who will be speaking about BPD and functional recovery. We'll have a panel on BPD and work. And at the end of the day, we're going to have a fabulous workshop about BPD art and empowerment. I thoroughly encourage you to enjoy the conference today, connect with others, get involved. And because the theme of our conference is on recovery, in our info desk today, we invite you to share your perspectives on recovery with us. The question of the day is, what does recovery look like for you? And we have a Google form that I'll put in the chat in a minute that you can fill out to share your stories with us. I'm gonna just offer a few words of thank you so we stay on time. I wanna thank, before we begin, our extraordinary volunteers, panelists, and board members who are giving up their time on this spring weekend to make the conference possible. I want to thank our staff, London Gallia, Natalie Gutierrez, Kristen Falbush, Kristen Sorensen, our board member, Oliver McDonald, who provide back-end support. We couldn't have done it without each of you. I also want to thank our incredible sponsors who've generously covered the costs for this conference. They've made it possible for people around the world to access education about BPD, and we're grateful. I want to acknowledge our patron sponsors, the Karen Lerner Family Foundation, our diamond sponsors, New York Presbyterian Hospital and the Francesco and Mary Giambelli Foundation, our gold sponsor, McLean Hospital, our silver sponsors, Silver Hills Hospital, Sunrise Treatment Center, the Kolbe Family Fund, and Bollringer Engelheim. Our bronze sponsors, NEA BPD Global and NEA BPD and BPD Global, and our friend sponsors, Melody Benefits, Eastern Essential Services, the New England Personality Disorders Association, and Hope for BPD. Now I'm going to turn it over to our board chair, Sarah Rosenberg, for some brief information about the conference.
Thank you, Paula. So throughout today, we'll have choices of plenary sessions, panels, and conversation cafes that you can join. For a complete list of what is happening, click on the agenda or program tabs in the lobby. We'll have a staff person in the lobby to answer all your questions and technical inquiries. To connect with others throughout the conference, click on your personal profile at the upper right corner of the screen to fill out your profile. If you'd like to connect with others at the conference, change your privacy settings to allow users to connect with you. This is optional. If you choose My Interest keywords, people with similar interests can have the option to connect when you click on the conference attendees icon in the blue bar at the left. We'll be offering closed captions today at our conference during the plenary and panels. There's a CC closed caption box at the lower right bottom of your video. You can manually turn this feature off by hovering your cursor over the CC button. Visit the info desk for information about Emotions Matter, our publications, upcoming programs, and events. This is also where you can find links to volunteer with us. There are free BPD resources available by link and download under the info desk tab and attached to each individual session. Now, community guidelines before we hear from our plenary speaker, and they'll be reviewed during each session as well. Use respectful language in the session chat. Any inappropriate messaging, including harassment, bullying, or monopolizing the chat, will be deleted. We accept difference and promote acceptance, especially with regard to gender identity, race, ethnicity, age, religion, disability, or politics. Avoid explicit expressions of self-harm or trauma, which may be upsetting to others. Panels and plenary sessions will be recorded and available after the conference. No screenshots or recording on personal devices. Questions during sessions should be asked using the Q&A box, not the chat. We have some safety guidelines and disclaimers. If at any time during BPD Fest 2024 you find yourself overwhelmed, struggling, or for any reason in need of support, we encourage you to reach out to your support system. Audience members may experience intense and painful emotions, feelings, memories, thoughts, and/or reactions to content shared. Participate at your own risk. You're also welcome to take a break from BPD Fest 2024 at any time or withdraw from it entirely. In the event of a medical, including mental health emergency, please seek emergency care through a doctor, hospital, or emergency. And Emotions Matter is an organization that depends on the generosity of donors to offer conferences like this and peer programs at no cost to people with BPD in need of education and support. There's a donate tab located at the left side panel of your screen. Make a donation for BPD Awareness Month to help us support our programs. I encourage you to join us for our 6th annual Walk for BPD on June 2nd at Pier 46 Hudson River Park in New York City. It's a hybrid event, so you can be with us in person in New York City or join us virtually. It'll be an incredible event, and we don't want you to miss it. For more information, check out the information booth. Thank you again for joining and being a part of Emotions Matter. We hope you'll enjoy every minute of this exciting event and can't wait to hear your feedback.